First of all, I'd just like to welcome you all on this very special occasion to celebrate the marriage of Marie Claire and Tom. It was on the 21st of December 1978 that our little bundle of joy arrived and made our will complete. Her brother Ben, by now 4, was very protective and caring for his little sister. And so it was they grew up close, and she followed what he did, climbing trees and roughing it, but also being part of his games, like when he put her into a big cardboard box with a hole in the side, and said it was his peep show, and then charge us all a penny to have it. That was her idea.
Shy and retiring like that.
That was her idea. She was about 5 when we realised that she had a sense of adventure. My wife Neris had been asked to name a big new lifeboat in the Thames estuary, and we all went along for the day. Part of the day was to be an air-sea rescue exercise in the new lifeboat out at sea. Neris was asked if she'd like to go and out in a rubber dinghy and be winched up into a helicopter that was
No way.
No way. Anyway, as the afternoon progressed, the search and rescue helicopter came across the horizon and arrived about 300 yards away and started to hover over this dinghy and lower its winch. As it went down and the first lift started, Neris turned to me and said, "Where's Marie Claire?" So I was able to say, "Well, that's that little yellow bundle over there, dangling from the end of the rope under the helicopter." She'd taken the chance of doing Mum's job. So I knew she was going to be an adventurer. She enjoyed her school days and loved netball and drama club. Whatever she did, she always put everything into it, whether it was sport, her drama, or her homework. Maz has always wanted to push herself and try different things. At secondary school, she and her friends got interested in charity fundraising. And one day, she excitedly told Neris and me to be down at the Putney Embankment to see her abseiling off a 10-storey building. Well, it was for charity, and Neris turned to me and said, "What's abseiling?" So I had to explain to her that it was walking down a wall on the end of a rope. We were both very terrified, but immensely proud of her when she did it. But then came the London marathons and months of training, running into work from Putney to Piccadilly and back. After getting 2 medals, she thought of trying the New York Marathon. But by now, her interest had turned more to swimming and charity swims in the London Docklands. After a couple of those, it was then that Neris and I got really worried, when she suddenly announced she was now planning to swim the Channel. How the hell are we going to put her off that? We thought, as she carried on with her long-distance swim practice. Fortunately, we didn't have to. She met up with someone who had already done it. And they told her, and she told her, that the worst part was having to swim through the sewage and the ships. The Channel swim was suddenly forgotten. When she left school, she decided that she wanted to go into acting. We had seen her in school productions and had every confidence in her abilities. And she and Ben had been extras in her mum's television series in Wales during the school holidays, where they dressed up as urchins and really thoroughly enjoyed it. So in the year off, she went and got herself an agent and 2 or 3 speaking parts in television series, including being the story subject in an episode of The Bill. Wanting to do the right thing, she went to drama college instead of going to university, and after 3 years was out in the big world. She did well, but being an actress has its frustrations for someone like Marie Claire. But she loved the work in television and on the stage, and then she went off on a 3-month tour of Italy with a children's theatre, which included taking her turn driving this big scenery truck over the Italian mountains in the winter. And she'd only just passed her test. And then there was a trip to South Africa to join a cruise ship in a play with Ray Cooney. It was there that she met her friend, and now bridesmaid, Amy, who was the stage manager. But for any actress, there are gaps between jobs. And she couldn't stand doing nothing, and so after working for the Chelsea and Fulham football clubs on odd match days, decided to do something she could get her teeth into, but which would also give her the freedom to go to auditions and accept offers for work. So she took a course in personal training and then worked flexible hours at a health club. This worked well for a while, but a point came when she realised that while looking after individual clients with special problems, it was fine to be away. It was fine to be away for a few days. But she felt it was unfair when she suddenly had to say that she'd be away for 6 weeks on a BBC drama. After that, she made the choice to concentrate on her personal training, the work she enjoyed and got satisfaction from. It was in the health club where she met Tom, another personal trainer. Now, fathers always worry about their little girls and how safe they are. When they leave school and it's no longer the done thing to pick them up after they've been at a night out with their friends. Over the years, Neris and I had met the odd boyfriends. I say odd, I remember one. I remember one who dyed his hair pink. But then we were introduced to Tom. Just a friend from work, she said. Well, Tom was a big, strong fella, and I thought, I don't have to worry anymore. She'll be safe while she's going out with him. Well, as time went on, it was clear that Tom wasn't just a friend. And Neris and I were very pleased because as we grew to know him, we also grew to enjoy his company and friendship. We were also very pleased because we could see our beautiful daughter blossoming out and she and Tom growing in love together. Tom has a wonderfully Irish sense of humour, which appeals to me and makes him such good company when we are all together. We found that Tom is a truly honest and loyal person who will look after my little princess, who today became his little princess. I just think they're so right for each other. Both are determined to succeed when they set their sights on something. I'll give you an example. When they were down in France with us a couple of years ago, I took them skiing. I thought I'd take them up and down the nursery slopes and give them a bit of a laugh and some fun. Not a bit of it. They had 4 days, so they signed up with an instructor for an hour a day. By the end of the week, all 3 of us were skiing together down the mountains from the top. Marie-Claire speaks French, and it was while we were on that trip that Tom decided that he should learn to speak French too, to better share their experiences in France. And so they both signed up for a course at the local French institute in the town. He to start French from scratch, and she to improve hers. And boy, did Tom work at it. Each night after school, he didn't relax, but hammered away at what he'd learned, ready for the next day. It thrilled us all that by the end of the month's course, Tom was not only able to join in conversations with her French friends, but also got the prize for best student in the class. And it just improves every time they go. The latest adventure is wakeboarding, and again, both of them encourage each other. But marriage is the ultimate adventure, an adventure which will have its ups and downs, but never anything that can't be overcome with mutual love and support they both clearly have for each other. A love and support that deepens as time goes on. It's also been a pleasure to get to know Tom's mum, Kathleen. She's always made Marie-Claire very welcome, and Maz tells us about the good times they all have together. We're also looking forward to seeing more of Kathleen and Tom's brother Kevin, whose jokes and stories have us all in stitches. Neris and I have been blessed with a beautiful daughter who we've always been very proud of. And now she's married to Tom, and the next stage of her life begins. And as it does so, I'd like to ask you all to raise your glass and a toast to the bride. The bride.
The bride.
Hey.